Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there is a ton of news stories to get into today, so let's talk about Kyle O'Reilly. Yes, another member of the Undisputed Era could be set to leave WWE. We've already seen Adam Cole leave WWE. His contract expired. He's now with AEW. We saw Bobby Fish get released by WWE. He's now with AEW. And could Kyle O'Reilly be the next name to let his contract expire and jump to AEW? Possibly a reunion with maybe Adam Cole, but maybe even more likely his former Red Dragon tag team partner Bobby Fish in All Elite Wrestling. Well, this could be happening sooner rather than later because Kyle O'Reilly could be the next member of the Undisputed Era to depart the company. Now, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, Kyle O'Reilly's contract with WWE will expire at some point in December, which of course is the same month that Johnny Gargano's deal with the company is set to expire as well. Now, with the Undisputed Era members Adam Cole and Bobby Fish already in All Elite Wrestling, there is a chance that a third member of the group might be on his way to the company if indeed he decides not to re-sign with the company. Now, it's clear in the rebranding of WWE NXT 2.0 there is different plans for Kyle O'Reilly than the previous black and gold regime did have for him. Now, Kyle O'Reilly previously, of course, was in the hunt for the NXT Championship earlier this year. He was having that big, long feud with Adam Cole, but he was removed from the Fatal 4-Way match to decide a new champion on the debut of NXT 2.0 last month and has been placed in an awkward tag team with Von Wagner over the course of the last few weeks. Now, Mike Johnson is reporting that WWE has currently Kyle O'Reilly listed internally as the number 2 babyface for the NXT brand, only behind current champion Tommaso Ciampa. But oddly enough, they haven't really been treating him like that since the relaunch of the NXT 2.0 brand. Now, obviously, there is a chance that both sides could come up and agree a deal, and that would mean that Kyle O'Reilly stays put within WWE. But if he indeed does depart the company next month, there is no doubt that a big wrestling promotion would definitely be interested in signing the former Undisputed Era member. Now, of course, O'Reilly has history of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is not really a thing anymore, but he's got a lot of former stablemates as well in AEW. Now, this could be a case of the grass may be greener on the other side for the talented professional wrestler, but only time will tell. So, honestly, once I heard this story, my initial reaction was Kyle O'Reilly will leave. He will go. And I'm not just saying that because, everyone's leaving WWE and everyone's leaving NXT to go to AEW, but this is just another example of it making sense. We've seen this story before. We've heard this story before. It was the same with Adam Cole. It was the same with so many people with their contracts expiring, and then they show up in AEW, and that's just that is a fact. This mirrors the Adam Cole situation. I'm sure everyone that works behind the scenes in NXT, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, whoever that may be, William Regal, whoever, Jeremy Borash, the list goes on and on of those guys that work in behind the scenes in NXT specifically. I'm sure they all really like Kyle O'Reilly. I'm sure Kyle O'Reilly likes working in NXT. But these wrestlers aren't stupid. They see the writing on the wall. And once NXT was rebranded back into developmental, it's not the third brand anymore or anything like that. Once it was rebranded into developmental, Kyle O'Reilly just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. Now, these reports can come out and list Kyle O'Reilly as the number 2 babyface on the brand. If you watch the program, I would disagree with that massively. I would argue, okay, the NXT champion's Tommaso Ciampa. He's the number 1 babyface on the brand. For me, the number 2 babyface is Braun Breaker. It's not even really a discussion point. Kyle O'Reilly ain't the number 2 babyface. He's just not. Watch the program and tell me different, because that's just not the case. The booking of him since NXT 2.0 has been bizarre. As I mentioned, he was removed from that Fatal 4-Way match. He's been in a tag team with Von Wagner, and that's been awkward and strange considering he was coming off this mammoth feud with Adam Cole that obviously, in my opinion, my taste, did go on too long. But the whole reason for it was to elevate Kyle O'Reilly, and did it in the end? Yes, but now that he's in another tag team and the NXT landscape is different, it just doesn't feel like that was really worth anything, to be honest with you. It doesn't really feel like it was worth anything at all. So when I hear this news, when I hear this story, I think Kyle O'Reilly goes the same way as Adam Cole. Obviously, the Bobby Fish scenario is different because he was released, but he just doesn't fit. And Kyle O'Reilly is a good fit for AEW. He fits that style. He fits that mold of the kind of talent that AEW is looking for. Obviously, the audience is a smarter audience in terms of pro wrestling, in terms of the independent scene, in terms of New Japan, Ring of Honor, you name it. They're more aware of that than maybe the casual WWE audience. He just fits. He just fits. And the idea of having Red Dragon competing in the AEW tag team division against the likes of the Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks, Santana and Ortiz, Jurassic Express, FTR, the list goes on and on of the amazing tag teams that are competing right now in AEW. And again, I look at this and I think it feels very, very obvious as to where this one is going. And I think the direction that this one is going in is Kyle O'Reilly eventually not re-signing with WWE and going to AEW, because anyone that signs with WWE, especially when you go into NXT, the goal, for some people certainly, but the goal would be get onto the main roster. I don't really see Kyle O'Reilly going onto the main roster anytime soon. If he did, I can't really see him, pulling up trees on either Raw or SmackDown. Vince McMahon will take a look at a guy like Kyle O'Reilly and he won't say anything. He just won't. Even the booking of, Cool Kyle in NXT hasn't been that great, to be honest with you. I think Kyle O'Reilly does fine in a singles role, but I prefer him in a tag team role with Bobby Fish. I prefer him to being a faction. If he came in, I don't think he would be in the Elite or anything like that. I hope not anyway. But if you'd have said to someone when AEW Dynamite premiered in October of 2019, and at the time you had obviously Dynamite, but at the time you had NXT was just premiering as well on the USA Network, and it was carried at that period of time, by the Undisputed Era. That first episode involves Roderick Strong winning the North American Championship to fulfill the Undisputed Golden Prophecy, and every single member of the Undisputed Era is holding gold. Fast forward 2 years, and it's just over 2 years since NXT premiered on the USA Network. You could have 3 members of the Undisputed Era on the other show, on Dynamite. Speaks volumes to what NXT has become now, and it's developmental. And in my opinion, Kyle O'Reilly don't fit in developmental, WWE developmental. They're looking for athletes, bigger guys. That's not the profile of Kyle O'Reilly. For the betterment of his career, I think he goes to AEW. Obviously, something could be worked out. Money talks, and maybe he does go to the main roster. Maybe he tries to try something different. Maybe he wants to be a singles guy. And who's to say he won't be a singles guy if he goes to AEW? I just think it's a better opportunity for him there. And that NXT landscape is just, it's a different landscape, and it's a different brand. And WWE at this point is a different company. And I don't see Kyle O'Reilly fitting into that. Another thing I did want to talk about today as well was a big departure from the corporate side of WWE, because WWE and long-time Senior Vice President of Creative Sources, Stan Stansky, have parted ways. Now, Stansky began working for WWE in 2006, and after 6 years of service with the company, he was promoted to the position of Senior Vice President in 2012. Now, Stansky's release was first reported by PW Insider. Per company sources, people backstage were, quote, shocked over his departure. One source told PW Insider that Stansky's exit was, quote, the ultimate proof no one is safe. The source also states that the release, quote, is yet another reminder this isn't the same company it was a year ago. Now, it's also being reported by the likes of Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful that WWE had several office cuts this week. They were told it's in the single digits, but the cuts to WWE, not just the talent roster, but also the corporate structure, do continue. Now, Stansky's job required him to lead a team and provide leadership for all of the WWE marketing initiatives on a worldwide scale. Now, he managed WWE's overall creative look across major platforms, including graphic identity, photography, marketing of pay-per-view shows, sponsorship, and live event promotion. PW Insider and Sean Ross Sapp have both noted that a few more office cuts are expected. Of course, if we get any major ones, we'll talk about it here on the channel at some point. But in 2021 so far, WWE has cut more than 50 talents. This list includes on-screen performers and various employees behind the scenes. Earlier this year, the company shockingly released the names like the Iconics, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Malachi Black, and Andrade. Now, some of those were requested, some were not. But once again, it's WWE continuing to make cuts and try and make their bottom line look bigger, whether it's to sell the company, who knows. I know that today WWE is presenting their Q3 earnings call. Every time they're just about to present an earnings call, people get cut because they want to make that bottom line look bigger. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's the truth. That's what they do. Look at it. The facts are there. Every single time that they have an earnings call, people lose their job because suddenly, with talent or employee costs just vanishing like that, suddenly, wouldn't you know it, we've got all of this budget, we've got all of this money. It happens every time. But like that company source said to PW Insider, and I think this is very, very true, nobody is safe. Nobody is safe from Vince McMahon and Nick Khan. And it's very true. This company in November of 2021 is far different to what it was in November 2020 and way, way, way different to what it was in November 2019. WWE in November 2019 and November 2021, they're almost different companies in the sense of how they're run, how they view talents, how they operate, their expansion strategy, all that kind of stuff. It's monumental. The difference is that they're currently going in and, in my opinion, going backwards, certainly in terms of television, storytelling, and all that kind of stuff. But the news of WWE continues. But look, guys, as always, it's just one man's opinion. What are your thoughts on all of these WWE news stories we've spoken about today? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond and reply to all of your comments. Really enjoy interacting with you guys, talking about WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, all things pro wrestling here on the channel. So be sure to get involved in the community below. Drop a comment. All opinions are welcome. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on the like button too. Really just help us out here on YouTube. Got the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to Wrestling News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now, or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or have you come across this video today, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.